It's Catherine McGinnis with Soaping 101, and I'm pleased to partner with the Handcrafted Soap Cosmetic Guild to bring you a video on how to use the HSCG Lye Calculator. I'll show you how to enter a recipe, choose your settings, and calculate the correct amount of lye for safe, successful soap making. So let's get started. A lye calculator is an essential part of safe soap making. Because every oil requires a different amount of lye turned into soap, running your recipe through a lye calculator helps ensure it stays properly balanced. Always measure your ingredients by weight and double check your recipe before you begin. The HSCG Lye Calculator is a free online tool that calculates the exact amount of lye for your recipe based on the oils you select, and I'll include the link in the video description. The layout is simple and guides you step by step through building your recipe. To access the HSCG Lye Calculator from the home page, hover over the Tools and Resources tab. Scroll down to the Product and Price Calculators and click on that. From here you can open the HSCG Lye Calculator. Step 1. Start by giving your recipe a name. Choose your units, and I'll choose ounces, but grams and pounds are also available. Next, let's select our lye type. For bar soap, you'll choose sodium hydroxide or NaOH. And for liquid soap, you would choose potassium hydroxide or KOH. And for special recipes such as cream soap, you can select a combination of sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. We now need to select our calculation method. If you have a recipe already planned, you can enter by amount of oils used. Or if you are calculating percentages, click that option. Step 2 is to select the oils. Click on an oil and add it to your recipe. For this recipe, I'm using castor oil, coconut oil, olive oil. And shea butter. I'll scroll down and put in the amounts. 1.7 ounces of castor oil and 15.3 ounces of coconut oil. $11.9 ounces of olive oil, 5.1 ounces of shea butter. Step 4 is superfat. Superfat is also known as a lye discount. A common starting point is 5%, which means we are intentionally using slightly less lye than the oils would fully require. This leaves a small amount of extra oil in the finished soap. That extra oil is what we call a superfat, and it contributes to a more conditioning bar of soap. Different soap makers choose different levels of superfat, depending on the recipe and the goals. Next, we'll choose our water settings. Water controls how quickly your soap may come to trace, how fluid your batter stays, and how long it takes to unmold and cure your bar. More water gives you more working time, but also slows down trace and increases unmolding time, where less water may speed up trace and give you less working time before the batter thickens, but it quickens unmolding time. We'll choose 33% solution, medium water. Once everything is entered, click Calculate. The results show your total oil weight, the amount of water needed, the amount of sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide needed, and your total batch weight. These are the values that you will use to make your soap. As I mentioned before, the HSCG Lye Calculator is a free tool for all soap makers. But if you're a member of the HSCG, you can sign in for more perks. One is the SAP values and the ability to edit these. Each oil has an SAP value, which the calculator uses to determine how much lye is needed to convert that into soap. The SAP value is specific to each oil and represents how that oil reacts with the sodium or potassium hydroxide during the soap making process. Because different oils have different chemical compositions, they each require a different amount of lye to fully saponify. Another perk is that you can also save your recipes to access anytime just by signing into your account. If you change an oil, or even the amount of an oil, you'll need to recalculate your recipe again. The HSCG Lye Calculator also lets you work in percentages, which makes it easy to scale up recipes or down while keeping them in the same balance. Here's some common beginner mistakes: measuring in volume instead of weight, forgetting to recalculate after changing oils, selecting the wrong type of lye, and forgetting to set the superfat. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more soap making education, and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Enjoy your soap making journey, and be sure to check out the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild's Resource Center for more helpful videos, tutorials, and information to support you.